Imagine a creature so strange, it survives in complete darkness, feeding not on flesh, but on bacteria living on its own body. Deep beneath the Pacific Ocean, where sunlight has never reached, scientists have discovered something that rewrites what we know about life on Earth: sea spiders powered by methane-fed microbes. These aren't the kind of spiders you'll find in your house. They're transparent, alien-like creatures crawling across the sea floor. And somehow, they've turned a deadly gas into the source of their survival.
Methane, a gas that traps heat in our atmosphere and fuels climate change, is a menace to life on the surface. But in the deep sea, it's a lifeline. In a stunning new discovery, scientists have found 3 previously unknown species of sea spiders thriving around methane seeps off the U.S. West Coast. These bizarre creatures don't hunt, they don't chase prey. Instead, they farm bacteria right on their own exoskeletons. The methane leaking from the sea floor feeds those bacteria, which in turn produce sugars and fats. And then, the spiders simply graze on the bacteria growing on their own bodies, like living, crawling gardens of life. Dr. Shauna Gofrady, a marine biologist from Occidental College, describes it perfectly. Just like you would eat eggs for breakfast, the sea spider grazes the surface of its body and it munches all those bacteria for nutrition. This feeding strategy has never been seen before in sea spiders or in almost any other known animal on Earth.
These aren't predators. Unlike their fang-wielding cousins that pierce prey and suck out fluids, these newly discovered Cercospora sea spiders don't have the tools to hunt at all. Instead, they feed by simply grazing the bacteria that coat their own bodies, tiny organisms that convert methane and oxygen into energy-rich nutrients. In other words, the spiders eat the bacteria that eat the methane. A perfect cycle, elegant, efficient, and hauntingly strange. Dr. Shauna Gofrady explains, while the deep sea feels really far away, all organisms are interconnected. Even though they're small, these animals have a big impact in that environment. And she's right. This isn't just a clever survival trick. It's a symbiotic partnership that may actually help trap climate-warming methane before it escapes into our atmosphere. These sea spiders and their microbial companions could be unsung guardians of Earth's carbon balance, quietly working in the dark.
Because down there, it all happens in total darkness. At depths where sunlight never reaches, life doesn't run on light, it runs on chemistry. This process is called chemosynthesis, an energy source powered by gases like methane that leak from deep beneath the sea floor. As dead marine life sinks and decomposes, it releases methane through underwater cracks, creating nutrient-rich zones that only the most extreme species can survive in. The Cercospora spiders are the first creatures ever seen feeding directly on methane-fueled microbes. But they're not alone in this strange way of life. Other deep-sea organisms, like tube worms and sponges, also rely on similar microbial partnerships to stay alive in the ocean's most hostile corners.
In the deep, dark corners of the Pacific, survival takes many forms. And for these sea spiders, it's wrapped in silk. Their reproduction is just as strange and hauntingly beautiful as their diet. Because these spiders are so small, most of their vital organs are packed tightly inside their legs. And when it's time to reproduce, something truly bizarre happens. The females eject hundreds of eggs from their kneecaps. The males then gather them, carefully wrapping the eggs in delicate silk-like sacs that cling to their limbs, like bracelets of life drifting in the current. Days or weeks later, the eggs hatch. Tiny spiderlings emerge, clinging to their father's body. But they're not starting from zero, not at all. They inherit something remarkable, the same methane-eating bacteria that once covered their parents. From the moment they're born, They already carry their own food source, a microscopic farm growing on their very skin.
It's a perfect circle of life, evolved in one of Earth's harshest places. Each spider, each colony of bacteria, a self-sustaining world of its own, fragile, alien, and yet vital to the balance of our planet. Dr. Goffretti explains, people tend to think of the deep sea as one giant, empty ecosystem, but that's untrue. Each region is unique, each species perfectly adapted to its home. She warns us, if we ever choose to mine or disturb the sea floor, we risk destroying habitats that may never exist again. Even in the deepest silence of the sea, life whispers secrets we've only begun to hear. Tiny spiders that farm their own food, creatures that feed on methane instead of sunlight. The deep ocean, strange, alien, and yet entirely alive. We've explored less of the ocean floor than the surface of the moon. Who knows what other worlds wait beneath the waves, hidden in the cold, crushing dark.
Thank you for diving into this mystery with the Drowned History. If you want to uncover another haunting story from the sea, click now to watch Europe's Titanic, The Mystery of the MS Estonia, a tragedy that changed maritime history forever.